What if Mahito met Jesus? When one who plays with the soul encounters the one who died for it. When the soul is merely malleable mass, there is no guilt, only curiosity. Mahito always knew this. For him, humanity was neither tragic, nor sacred, nor worthy of lament. It was interesting, an open field of possibilities, a living laboratory where emotions, bodies, and consciousness could be twisted, stretched, broken, and remade like hot clay in the hands of someone who does not recognize limits. He did not hate humans. Hate requires courage. He amused himself with them. He watched despair with childlike fascination. Panic did not repulse him, but enchanted him. Each scream was a confirmation of his favorite thesis. The soul is not eternal. It is flexible, and that which is flexible can be dominated. Mahito did not see himself as a villain. That word was too human. He saw himself as honest. While humans pretended to respect life and still destroyed themselves, he simply stripped away the moral veneer and showed what was really underneath: fear, attachment, instinct, fragility. The soul comes before the body, he used to think. And if the soul can be shaped, then nothing is fixed, nothing is sacred. That was his truth. And he defended it not with speeches, but with experiences. That night, however, something was wrong. Not wrong like when a rival curse invades territory. Not wrong like when a stronger spiritual energy approaches. It was wrong in a more subtle way. The space did not react to Mahito as it should. The walls did not vibrate. The air did not twist. The environment did not seem to fear his presence. And that bothered him. He walked slowly, feeling something he rarely felt: absence of stimulus. No human emotion there to play with. No soul trembling. No fresh despair to observe. Just silence. How boring, he murmured, almost disappointed. Then he saw him. A man was there, not hidden, not trapped, not hurt. Just there, sitting, as if he had not been placed, but chose to be. Simple clothes, ordinary body, no visible mark of power, no spiritual distortion, no defense. Mahito tilted his head, curious. "You don't seem scared." The man calmly lifted his gaze. There was no startle. There was no tension. Just full attention, as if Mahito were neither a threat nor a spectacle. "I see you," he replied in a firm and serene voice. That made Mahito smile, a wide smile, almost joyful. Seeing is not enough. "Everyone sees me," before screaming. He approached, observing every micro-expression. Nothing. No pupil dilation. No reflex of escape. No smell of fear. "Interesting," said Mahito. "Your soul is not reacting." "It doesn't need to," replied the man. The answer did not sound like a challenge. It sounded like a statement. Mahito extended his hand, deforming his own fingers naturally, testing limits, provoking. "Do you know who I am?" "Yes." "And yet you stay here?" "Yes." Mahito laughed. "Then you are ignorant, or too brave for someone made of flesh." The man replied with words that had no irony or defense. "Do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul." Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28. The word soul echoed differently that time. Mahito narrowed his eyes. "You speak as if it were untouchable." "It is precious." Mahito laughed loudly, genuinely amused. "Precious," he repeated. "I reshape it every day. I've seen it bend, fragment, beg to cease to exist. If that is precious, it is an extremely fragile material." The man stood up. The movement was simple, but something in the gesture brought weight to the environment. Not spiritual pressure, not a threat. Presence. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? The Gospel of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36. Mahito felt something curious, irritation without pleasure. "You speak of loss," he said, "but I have never lost a soul. I have only revealed it." "You confused revelation with violation." Mahito tilted his head again. And who are you to define that? The answer came without hesitation, as an accepted truth. I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 11. Mahito froze for a moment, not because of the metaphor, but because of the absurd idea it carried. To give one's life for the soul of another. He laughed, but now the laughter had something different. It was not just fun, it was disbelief. Did you die for humans? He asked. For these fragile things that I mold like clay? Yes. Even knowing what they would do to each other? Yes. Even knowing that many would refuse? Yes. Mahito felt something new cross his logic. It was not fear, it was not guilt. It was a miscalculation, a blind spot. So you wasted your existence, he said at last. You surrendered for something that does not deserve to be preserved. The man replied with words that sought not to convince, only to reveal. God proves his love for us in that Christ died for us while we were still sinners. Romans chapter 5, verse 8. Mahito fell silent, because for the first time, someone asserted that the value of the soul does not arise from merit, but from the love that created it. And this threatened everything he believed. Mahito did not respond immediately. Silence was not common for him. He preferred the sound of collapse, the noise of the soul breaking, the scream that confirms dominance. But there, in front of that man, silence seemed to expose something he avoided touching. The possibility that his curiosity was not neutral, but parasitic. Love, he murmured, savoring the word as one tests something strange on the tongue. You speak as if it were an objective force, as if it had real weight. It does, replied the man. It was heavy enough to lead me to the cross. Mahito tilted his head, intrigued. The cross did not repulse him. It intrigued him. An instrument of execution transformed into a symbol of absolute value. To him, this was almost poetic. So you chose to suffer, he said. Not out of necessity, not out of coercion, but by choice. No one takes my life, the man replied with firm serenity. I give it voluntarily. John 10:18. The idea of voluntariness puzzled Mahito. He understood inflicted pain, exploited pain, imposed pain, but pain chosen for love, that eluded his moral anatomy. And what has that changed? He asked. The world remains broken, souls remain fragile. I am still here. The seed does not disappear when it falls to the ground, the man replied. It dies to generate life. John's Gospel, chapter 12, verse 24. Mahito chuckled softly. You speak of life as if it were victory. I see life as raw material. Because you have never allowed yourself to be touched by it. Mahito took a step forward, not to attack, to observe more closely. His eyes scanned the man's face, searching for cracks, micro-expressions, any sign of instability. Nothing. There was no fear to explore, no trauma to activate, no ego to provoke. Tell me something, Mahito said. If the soul is so valuable, why does it break so easily? The man answered without accusation. Because it was created for love. And everything that is created for love suffers when it is used for something else. Mahito fell silent again. That did not deny his experience. It explained. The soul broke not because it was weak, but because it was out of its purpose. And that made too much sense to what he observed. So I just speed up the process, he said. I reveal what is already there. You turn wound into spectacle, and you turn pain into salvation. I turn pain into a path. Mahito felt irritation return, but now mixed with something more uncomfortable. Involuntary respect. Not for the argument, for the coherence. That man did not deviate. He did not relativize. He did not contradict himself. Everything about him pointed to a single truth. The soul matters, even when it rejects that value. And what if the soul does not want to be saved? Mahito asked, his voice now lower. What if it prefers to be shaped, distorted, destroyed? The man held his gaze. I respect the choice, but I never take away the value. Mahito narrowed his eyes. Even when she becomes like me? Even then. The answer fell like something too heavy to be ignored. There was no exclusion. There was no exception. Not even for him. And that did not comfort him. It deeply irritated him. You don't understand, Mahito said, for the first time without a smile. I am not a lost soul. I am proof that the soul is just a concept. You are proof that even those who deny the value of the soul need it to exist. Mahito felt a discomfort he could not name. It was not fear of dying. It was not a threat of punishment. It was something more subtle, the realization that his entire identity depended on that which he claimed did not exist. If you are right, he said, then I am a mistake. No, the man replied. You are a refusal. The word refusal echoed, not as condemnation, as definition. I didn't come to erase you, the man continued. I came to reveal the truth that you avoid. And what would that be? That you play with the soul because you can't bear the idea that it has eternal value. Mahito laughed, but the laughter faltered midway. Eternal value is an invention to comfort the weak. No, the man replied. It's a statement that confronts the strong. Mahito felt, for the first time, something he couldn't shape. His own position being questioned, not by force, but by meaning. And what do you expect from me? He asked, almost irritated. That I repent? That I cry? That I beg? I expect nothing, the man replied. I offer everything. Mahito stood still. Everything, even for someone who never wanted to change. Especially for those. And what if I say no? I will remain true. And what if I continue doing what I do? I will continue being who I am. Mahito felt something close to absolute frustration. There was no way to conquer that love. There was no way to corrupt it. There was no way to use it. It did not react like matter. It did not bend. It did not distort. You are boring, Mahito said finally, trying to regain control. There is no pleasure in you. Pleasure does not save, the man replied. Truth saves. Then go, Mahito said, taking a step back. Your truth does not belong to me. The man did not advance. He did not insist. He simply declared, with a voice that carried eternity, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. And then, as before, the presence began to fade away. No light, no thunder, no defeat. Mahito was alone again. But something had changed. Not in him. He still rejected. He still despised. He would still play with souls. But now he knew that what he shaped was not just matter. It was something that someone died to save. And that bothered him. And this is where the story stops being about Mahito. Maybe you don't play with the souls of others, but maybe you treat your own as something disposable. Maybe you have accepted the idea that you are just matter, impulse, error, accident. The gospel states something radically different. You are worth the blood of God. Not because you are good, not because you deserve it, but because you were created for love. If this story confronted you, don't run away. Don't turn it into analysis. Don't dilute it into entertainment. Maybe the question isn't whether Mahito could change. Maybe the question is whether you believe your soul has eternal value. If you want to answer today, write in the comments, "My soul has value." Subscribe to the channel for more stories that reveal, confront, and rescue. Share with someone who has forgotten their own worth. Because the love that died for the human soul is not afraid to face any curse.